Okay, today we're going to talk about self-defense. A lot of people think they know what it is, but they really don't. We're going to talk about legal justifications, how, why, what, when. Things you need to know, keep you out of jail, keep you out of trouble, may come in handy one day. The legal definition of self-defense is equal or greater force that is necessary to repel the attack against you. If you can retreat with safety, you must do so. Let's break that down for a minute. Equal or greater force that is necessary. If someone pushes you and you push them, that is self-defense. If someone pushes you and you shoot them in the head, that is not self-defense. It has to be reasonable force to repel the attacker. Important note, once the attack is repelled, you must stop fighting. If you hit someone and knock them out, and you keep hitting them while they're on the ground, that is assault, even if they started it first. Retreat with safety. Simple. This stops rioting, vigilantism, and fights in general. If it is reasonable to escape from the threat, you are encouraged to do so. And I'll give you a practical reason to retreat. What if the person has a knife? What if the person has a gun? Is it worth risking your life because he's an asshole? In order for you to use violence and not be charged with a crime, the attack against you must be completely unprovoked. You're minding your own business and the person physically attacks you or breaks into your house or tries to steal from you or tries to hurt a loved one. Completely unprovoked. Also, you must call the police and you must press charges against the person. Because if you just hit someone and then go home, 2 hours later the cops show up, you can't just say I defended myself. When the police arrive at the scene of a fight, there's always someone that says, he hit me, I defended myself. Okay, you both go in and the judge figures it out. That's how it works. So if you're in a bar and you have an argument with someone and you get up and walk towards them, they get up and walk towards you. They hit you, you hit them back. You cannot say self-defense. You can't. Because the prosecutor will say, did you try to retreat? You didn't. You walked forward, not backward. So also, don't go out to the parking lot and fight. Don't go out to the back room or the alley or wherever and fight. A law enforcement officer who is pursuing a suspect is not required to retreat. He may keep going. However, when a law enforcement officer is off duty and involved in a personal dispute, he must also retreat. You cannot have police officers fighting in bars because they carry weapons. And you can't have a weapon involved in a fight or anything like that. So if a police officer is in a bar and he gets into a fight, he is charged in criminal court and he is charged by his own department. He can be reprimanded, he can be terminated. There are two types of self-defense that are very important to know. Non-deadly force and deadly force. Non-deadly force is any physical act that is not likely to cause death, serious bodily injury, or loss of a bodily function. You may use non-deadly force to protect people and property. So, shoplifter picks up an item, walks out the store detective runs after them, tackles them, handcuffs them, brings them back in, calls the police. That is legal. Someone is jump starting your car, you walk up to them, knock them on the ground, hold them down, call the police, have them arrested. That is legal. Someone hits your girlfriend, you hit them back. That is legal. Types of non-deadly force: pushing, pulling, restraining, punching, kicking, use of non-deadly weapon. such as pepper spray, taser, stun gun, a baton hit in the arm or the leg is non-deadly force. Keep in mind this rule. You will never use a weapon in a personal confrontation. If you ever use a weapon in a personal confrontation, the minute you touch the weapon, it is a felony. You may only use a weapon to defend yourself when you are attacked, and even then as a last resort. Pepper spray will irritate the eyes but will not cause permanent damage. Tasers and stun guns will make the person fall to the ground and convulse, but it will not cause permanent damage. Baton to the arm or the leg will break the limb, but the limb will heal itself, so it's not permanent damage. Let's talk about deadly force. Deadly force is defined as any force that is likely to cause death, serious bodily injury, loss of a bodily function. You may only use deadly force to protect people, not property. You may only use deadly force when your life is in imminent danger. Examples of deadly force. Someone is trying to rape your girlfriend. You have to use deadly force. That is legal. Someone is pulling a knife on you to rob you and you use deadly force to repel them. That is legal. If someone tries to jumpstart your car and you jab a knife in their throat, that is illegal. That is murder. Examples of deadly force are shooting, period. If you shoot anyone, anywhere on the body, it is deadly force. You can call it, even if it's a BB gun. We've all seen A Christmas Story. You really can shoot someone's eye out. You really can nail someone in the throat. BB gun, bow and arrow, crossbow, dart gun, slingshot with a rock in it. These are all shooting objects, and they can and will cause permanent physical injury. Stabbing. Stabbing is deadly force. Any knife, chopping object, slicing object, sword, machete, axe is deadly force. You can cause an infection. You can cause a person to bleed to death. You can disrupt an artery, a nerve, an organ. Hitting someone in the head with any object heavier than your fist is deadly force. If you have someone on the ground and you stomp on their head, you're driving their head into the ground. If you take a bat and just hit someone in the head with it, you can break their neck. You can split their skull open. You can cause brain hemorrhaging, massive blood loss, blindness in one eye, deafness in one ear, partial paralysis, total paralysis, loss of bodily functions. They can't urinate or defecate. They have to wear a diaper for the rest of their life. Chronic headaches, memory loss, seizures. The brain is the human's computer. If you disrupt it, that will be permanent, lifelong damage. Throwing an object. If you throw a rock or a bottle or a heavy weight, that is deadly force, because maybe it'll hit them in the head. Maybe it'll hit them in the foot. Maybe it'll miss them. Maybe it'll miss them and hit an innocent person. Deadly force. Shoving someone's head into water. You can suffocate and drown them. Plastic bag over someone's head. Choking someone. Turning the neck. Bashing on the back of the neck. These can cause paralysis, death, other serious injury. I'm going to get a million responses to this. Kicking someone in the balls is deadly force. One of my professors was a Virginia State Trooper. When he was down there, a trooper kicked a man in the balls during an arrest. The man cannot have children. So they've said, now you'll use deadly force. And I know everyone's thinking about the women's self-defense class. The guy with the chastity belt gets kicked in the balls for 2 hours. Last resort only. Don't use it for simple problems. So just think, if you're gonna